What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. I have some very exciting news for you guys. One, I want to say is I'm gonna finally have more time to vlog, which means there has been a change in my career. So I'm still doing my normal engineering job, but I have a new job now that I started fully remote. So I'm able to finally spend more time at home, obviously, and be able to just have more time to make more content for you guys and be able to kind of just get back to my life that I had, you know, more of the car and motorcycle content, and just getting back to overall that entire world of it. Before, you know, with my old job, I just didn't have time. I would always be out and I would come home. I only had maybe 3-4 hours max at home, and that's it. I'd have to start the cycle all over again. So just really excited to be able to have my life back essentially and still continue my engineering career. But just with that news being said, again, I'm super stoked to be able to make more content for you guys. And today's content is going to be adding something to the chopper bobber build. So right in front of it right now, the only small problem I have right now is my lighting situation. So what that means is, you know, if I'm riding at night, which I don't really do too often, the light that I have, which is my only light, is very dim, and I kind of need to add one of these guys on the bottom of the frame. So let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my only light so far. Typically speaking, on choppers, this is all that you're ever gonna get as far as lighting. Usually it's pretty bad. It's not even gonna really be that much bright, but you know, I would like to have a little bit more light. It'd be a little bit safer. So what I ended up doing is I mounted these brackets, as you guys could see. So this bracket is meant for this light. I have two of these guys. What I'm gonna have to do is wire them to basically a specific wiring harness right here. Super simple plug and play, honestly. Is just a matter of routing everything either underneath the rail or somewhere inside. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna figure that out right now. And simply in the end, just plugging it to the battery, both positive and negative, and that's pretty much it. So there is a switch here that I'm able to turn it on and off, which is nice because if I were to wire this straight to the battery, it's always going to be on regardless of me even turning on the bike or not. So I definitely don't want that. Having this switch definitely helps. So it's a matter of just trying to configure everything on the chopper and kind of just going from there and seeing how bright it is. Alright, so I got everything wired up. Super easy installation. Literally everything else was already plugged in. The inline fuses, the relays for both the lights. Everything was honestly already ready to go. I just literally had to hook up power and ground. So kind of to give you guys, oh, I actually also had to install these connectors on the light end of the harness. Other than that, super easy. I just need to mount this to those brackets right there. To give you guys an idea how it works, I'm still trying to figure it out, but each light on and off one is for each color. So one is for amber, one is for a white LED. So essentially, if you press this on the left side, is for the white light. Press it off, it turns off. You can hear the relay go off too once you turn it on and off. The right side should be amber, but let's see. Oh, there you go. Cool. So it was a little bit weird before because one of them was only, if you turned one on, only one of these would turn on. And if you turn it off, and if you turn the other switch on, then both of them would come on. So it probably was just a connection issue. Other than that, I mean, it's such an easy way of controlling my lights for both amber and white LED. So again, it's just a matter of hooking it up onto those brackets right there, and then just neatly tucking away all the wiring somewhere. I might actually have to individually electrical tape each connector because I don't want anything shorting out or making contact. So I'll probably do that, and then after that, honestly, I might just put everything in a wiring loom, make it neat and organized. Again, tuck it underneath here somewhere, have it go up, and then put my battery cover back. So also to give you guys like another rundown, a lot of the stock Sportsters, they have this ECU of the bike underneath the seat. But because I went with a different seat and I chopped out the fender, the stock fender had a little cutout for the ECU to kind of just sit on. So that way when you put the seat on, you're not putting pressure on the ECU. It's literally just like sitting flush on it. Clearly that's not the case here because a lot of this is already all modified. So another location for the ECU, if you guys ever go this like chopper bobber build route on the 08 Sportsters, or at least this generation, is to reroute the ECU to go on the side. You will have enough slack for the ECU harness, so you don't have to like cut and splice or do any of that crap. You literally just have to extend out the harness, tuck it underneath here, and you're basically good to go. When you do put the cover back on, I'll give you guys a little preview. So it's gonna go on like this. The only downside to this is because this makes it a little bit, I guess it sticks out more now, bulges out more. So you're gonna have to just try your best to make it really flush with like this side cover right here and the top rail right here. Best ties are my zip ties are my best friend, and I've been able to work really well with them. Just from time to time you have to just adjust it or make it tighter, but other than that, I mean, it works pretty well and you can't really even see the zip ties. But anyways, just to give you guys just an idea and the lay of the land of everything, that's basically what it is. If these lights ever go out on you, especially if the bike's not on and you just have it like off right now, for example, and you just turn the lights on, if you draw too much current, for example, thankfully the inline fuses will go out first before anything else will. And I believe these are just 25 amp fuses. You can just get them at O'Reilly's or anywhere AutoZone. But yeah guys, super easy. Total, the cost for the harness and the actual light itself, I think was around, if you add them both up together, about 45-50 bucks total on Amazon. Yeah, literally nothing special here, not like a crazy like Morimoto brand. I think it was just literally called ZMoon. So yeah, we'll see how everything looks once I mount it all up, tuck everything, and then I'll show you guys the final product. Alright guys, so here's the final products, final finish with everything being set up. So I got the lights mounted here like that. Now, one thing that I could see as a problem is over time rock chips, well, even just one could easily like crack the lens of the projectors. Well, good thing is that these are replaceable. Again, you can get these on Amazon, so it's not a problem. But for now, I figured this is the best way to mount them. As far as like visibility, it'll be kind of like a fog light in a way for a car. I do have it routed all the way through there, and I put a loom on there, as you could see. So there's the zip tie for the loom. And basically I got really lucky to where I could just zip tie it to the rail, the frame rail, and there's a gap between like the primary case and the frame rail, so I utilize that gap essentially, and I have it running it all the way through the back up through there, as you can see, into a bigger loom. So this is the reason why I had to use a bigger loom here, is because there's a lot of like slack of wire that this wiring harness provides you. So I easily could have, cut and made it shorter for the wiring harness, but I figured, I don't want to like splice into anything yet. I'll just throw a loom on there and make it look kind of clean. This may be a temporary fix for now as far as the look, but if it works, it works. I was able to somehow manage to tuck everything behind this battery cover case. It looks a little bit slightly off. I mean, it does drag down a bit, but the only way these are mounted is just through zip ties, you see right there, and one underneath right there. So again, definitely could do better, but for now at least this will do. Now the only problem I am facing is well, actually before I get to that, The last wiring harness that I had to kind of just tuck is the actual switch itself. So there's a thin wire that is this guy. Where is it actually? Oh, sorry, it's right here. This guy right here, and feeds all the way down to a like a connector inside here. Essentially, this is fed all the way up here, and the switch I had tucked right there. So it's easy for me to reach when I'm writing. You know, if I'm like right here, I basically just need to like stick my hand past a little bit and press the button, and boom, I'll have lights. So the only problem now that I was trying to say earlier is that one of them only works now, and it only works in yellow. So, which is honestly the color I really care for, not white, but only one of them turns on, and I need to figure out why. I'm pretty sure it's just because of a connection that came loose, probably somewhere in the loom. But just to show you guys what happens. So as you can see, only one turns on. The light is on for that. I'll press that and it turns off. If I press the other one, it's also yellow, and I press that again, it's off. So this part I'm kind of confused on as to why both of them are now yellow instead of one of them being yellow and one of them being white, like you saw earlier in the video. I'm kind of confused in that part. I probably have to do some more digging into making sure that the connectors of the light is connected to the harness properly, or making sure there's no loose connection, I should say, or making sure that one of the inline fuses didn't blow. So I mean, it could be either of those two things, but other than that, at least the main part of the chunk of this install is done. And yeah, I mean, I think overall this will provide a much better visibility instead of just having this guy. I'll basically have this and then this on, so it'll be much better. But as you can see, this is why I prefer the amber, because it's like somewhat close to the color instead of having white. But anyways, I'll figure that out later. Other than that, that is pretty much it for the install. Pretty happy with the overall like finish of the product. Otherwise guys, that's pretty much it for this install. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I will provide the link of the wiring harness and the actual light itself in the description of the video if you guys want to like run this setup on your bike. You know, I'll have it down there for you guys. Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the overall like install. It was pretty easy. I just need to figure out why one light is not working and why I'm not getting a white light on the other switch. Other than that, that's pretty much it guys. I will catch you guys later, and I will keep you guys updated as always. See ya.